Welcome back, everyone. It's here. And today I've got some r/BestOf for you all. As per usual, I'll be reading you the posts, giving you my opinions, and I hope you do the same down in the comments below. And without further ado, let's jump right into it. This post was collected by Lucy Aria Rose, and their tagline is, "I'm keeping the garlic." The original OP is Mechanic Hungry 5615, posted to r/True Off My Chest, July 6, 2024. New update, over 1 year later. I'm leaving him, but I have to pretend everything is normal. My boyfriend and I have been together since 2022. The night after our first date, he got angry because his TV froze and threw the remote, slammed his bedroom door, shut off the lights, and told me he was going to bed, so I should too. I should have left then, but I didn't. He's continued having outbursts like this when angry or frustrated for the past 2 years. He would calm down and apologize and tell me he would do better, and I didn't deserve that. And I would tell him it's okay. Summer of 2023, he quit his job, and shortly after, we found out I was pregnant. I work as a waitress, so we were forced to move in with his family. He told me it would be temporary, but didn't even start looking for or get a new job until that winter. The entire time he expected me to have saved up all of the money we needed to move, while also getting ready for our baby. We were finally kicked out of his parents' home due to his mood swings, which caused them to fight frequently. Our baby got here in spring of 2024, and 2 weeks later, he quit his job. Again. I have now been expected to pay all of the bills while also walking on eggshells to avoid his anger. The outbursts have ramped up since the arrival of my son, and he has been throwing things when angry, which usually results in my things getting broken. Last week, he threw an insulated water bottle that almost hit the swing my son has just been taken out of. I've hit my limit. He will not change. It's been 3 months, and he will not find a job. I'm tired of being scared in my own home. I'm tired of not being able to leave the house without him. I'm waiting until he has a job so I can leave while he's at work. I'm moving back to my hometown and getting a job there. I'm breaking my lease on the grounds of domestic violence. Until then, I have to act like everything is normal while I gather resources and evidence. It is so hard to pretend, and it is so hard to leave. I feel guilty because I know he can tell I'm at a breaking point. He's selling his car that does not run for scrap so he can find a way to pay bills this month. He'll be stuck without a vehicle when I leave. I'm trying not to let that keep me here. I have to think about my baby and his safety. I have to keep it together until I can get out. Relevant comments. Big Bob C. Waiting for him to get a job is risky. Your kid could be in kindergarten by then. Look for other opportunities. OP responds, he has an interview on Monday that I'm praying and hoping pans out. He's also sick right now, so I might actually be able to leave the house without him tomorrow and let my dad know what's going on, which could help speed things along as well. User YoYoMa86 comments, see my original comment. I know what you're dealing with. Do not wait for the right time. There won't be one. It'll drag on for years, believe me. Tell your dad, tell someone who will hold you accountable. Don't keep it to yourself like I did for so long. OP responds, I've told anyone I can trust to keep it from him, and that will help me. At this point, they're all on standby, waiting for me to tell them it's time. User Spinner of Yarn comments, please just go the next time he's out of the house for a few hours. You're not safe. Your baby is not safe. The safety of the two of you is more important than your stuff. OP responds, he's never out of the house. He doesn't work. He doesn't go anywhere. I can't even go anywhere besides work without him. He's just always there. Update 1, same post, July 7th, 2024, the next day. Small update. I was able to leave the house without him this morning. I've never been so happy to hear someone getting sick all night before. And went and saw my dad. My dad is ready to help me leave at a moment's notice and has advised me to document everything I do for the baby to help with custody. Because my boyfriend doesn't help much with the baby either. I am nursing at the moment, so thankfully he won't be able to have him but a few hours every other weekend anyways, and never overnight. My dad is also going to help me find somewhere to work in my hometown, and I may be able to stay with him if I can't find a place of my own when I'm ready to go. Update, July 9th, 2024, 2 days later, 3 from the original. I'm not exactly sure how updating posts on Reddit usually works, so forgive me if this is weird and not the norm. In the past 3 days, I've been able to inform everyone who needs to know of my plans. This includes my job and my leasing office. Because I'm moving back to my hometown, I'm having to find work there, but thankfully my managers are very understanding and supportive of what's going on. They, first and foremost, want me to be safe. My leasing office is helping me find a way to discreetly remove myself from the lease so I can get out. I have begun recording everything, either on my phone or in writing. My mom is helping me with plans to get an attorney for custody. My dad and stepsister are helping me slowly move things out of my current apartment, as my stepsister lives in the same town I do and can take things from me and bring them to my dad to store until I leave. I've started applying for jobs in my hometown as well as housing. I saw the comments warning me not to wait until he has a job, and you're right. But I do plan on waiting until I have a job to secure a future for my baby and myself. Thank you to everyone for the well wishes. Miraculously, since I've decided to leave, he's decided to act like the model father/boyfriend. But it's only been 4 days, and I can tell that's waning. I will keep you all updated as things progress. Wish me luck. Update Post 2, July 11th, 2024. 2 days later, 5 from the original post. The update you've all been waiting for. I'm gone. Yesterday morning, a lot happened. He called his 5-year-old a dumbass. I told his mom as soon as I could, and she has him now. And I had to take my baby to the ER because his dad got him sick, and it's turned into pneumonia. While at the hospital, I was stressed, and admittedly, was a bit snippy with him. But the way he responded by saying, "Well, fine, I just won't talk to you today. I'm done," set something off in my head. I was done. This was my last straw. I needed to get out that day. So I messaged my family. I had a small 20-minute window of time where he was leaving the house, and I was going to take it. All day, I was patient. I slowly got our things together, covertly putting all mine and the baby's most worn clothes in a laundry basket under the guise of doing laundry later, and as soon as he was gone, I was at the door. I left a note explaining why I left and laying out my plans for custody and getting the rest of my things. He tried to get a hold of me the whole hour drive to my family's. I did not answer, and probably will not for a while. I am safe, my baby is safe, and things are going to be okay. Relevant comments. Renway NCC 74656. Oh, thank goodness. I am so freaking proud of you. You are an incredibly strong woman and wonderful mother. I don't know where you live, but where I live, character witnesses help in custody cases. Can you get the other mom of his older kid to write a statement against him, his family? They literally kicked you out because of his violence. I would be so scared to ever let your son be alone with him. If the judge is insistent on giving him some form of custody, I suggest you ask for supervised visitation. I wish you and your son the very best of luck. OP responds, due to me nursing my son, he will never get him for more than a few hours at a time and never overnight. I will be asking for people to provide character witness statements though. OP responds to someone who missed the first post and provides more details. Please go read my first post where I explained why I am leaving. He is violent. He has taken doors out of their frames while angry, punched holes in the walls. He regularly throws things across rooms without looking where they are headed. He almost hurt my 3-month-old baby doing this. This is not the only post I've made, and you'd like to know what was said? We were talking about how my baby needed antibiotics, and the conversation went like this. Him. And we don't even know how much it'll be. Me. Because he doesn't have insurance, I know. This is obviously an update. It says so in the title. I feel like perhaps you missed it, and that's why you gave such a rude response. You had no idea what I've posted before about how this man has been violent, about how he verbally, financially, and emotionally abused me. You seemed very quick to anger and judge in this response. I hope this can be a teaching moment for you. All the facts that I am willing to share with strangers on the internet have been laid out. Maybe some context is missing. Maybe small details have been changed to protect my identity, but that does not give you the right to ignore the fact that this is not a first, not a second, but a third post in a series of posts. I just had to do one of the hardest things I've ever done in my life, and you feel it is an appropriate time to accuse me of kidnapping my own child, who I have custody of to begin with, as his unmarried mother? And my baby isn't sick with pneumonia because of another child. He's sick because his father was sick and wouldn't listen when I told him to leave him alone for a little while until he was better. So now, my 3-month-old has fluid in his lungs. I'm sorry if I seem rude or upset in this response. I'm just confused by the lack of reading comprehension. Curiosity got the best of me, and despite the comment being deleted, I fished it out from the depths of hell. Excuse me, a lot of information is missing here. Calling a child a dumbass is not an excuse to kidnap your children under the guise of they are safe now. If you think you did anything good today, good lord, the Reddit echo chamber is giving you the worst advice. If that man is actually related to those kids, what you did there is considered kidnapping. You or those kids were in no immediate danger. Living in the same home, sometimes siblings get sick when one gets sick. Have you lived in a bubble your whole life? So you just up and left because you simply didn't like how he spoke to you? Without a lot of context, if and when he decides to get the law involved, you are going to regret a lot of your actions today. If context is provided where the father is shown to have been violent or actually abusive, I will change my response and agree with you. But one example of calling a child a dumbass is not abuse. Sorry, echo chamber. The person who posted this would later profusely apologize. As promised. And sure as shit, the post that he commented on says update, update in the title. And the first line is the update you've all been waiting for. So yeah, don't know how you missed the mark on that one, bud. New update, November 12th, 2025, 1 year and 4 months later. It's been over 1 year since I left my ex with my 3-month-old son. I'm updating now because wow, how things have changed. Now that we're much safer, I'm willing to share more details. I originally said I worked in food service, which was a lie to protect my identity. I was actually a daycare teacher, and am now a salary daycare director. My career blossomed as soon as I left my ex. My son is a happy, healthy toddler who loves to run around our home and scream with joy at the top of his lungs and gobble up snacks on the couch and snuggle up with me at night to watch an old movie. He goes to the daycare that I work at and is learning so much every day. He is a smart and adventurous boy, and is more than I could have ever asked for. He now has a stepdad-to-be who loves him so much. He is a wonderful, gentle man, and I am so thankful I found him at the end of my grieving period. He loved my son and I as soon as he met us, and we love him the same. He helped us so much, and moved us into his home after my dad decided having an infant in his house was too much, and said we had to leave 3 months after moving in. Another long story in the middle of everything else. We're buying a new home together soon, and have plans to get married and grow our little family in a few years. We're hosting Friendsgiving this year, because in addition to him, I've also grown such a wonderful community of friends around me. An unfortunate part of this update, I was not able to gather enough evidence to get a restraining order or less than 50-50 custody without a lawyer, which I could not afford at the time of my last update. I am now saving for one, and will be going for majority custody. We are providing my son a more stable home when he is with us and more successful and stable careers. So I am hoping this will help our case. Thank you for everyone who wished me well when I first left, and those who encouraged me to leave. It was one of the hardest moments in my life, but I hope you're happy to see things have only gone up from there. I mean, on the bright side, OP, his unemployed ass is not going to be able to afford a lawyer. Editor's note, OP left comments on this post. From her post. Hey, this is an older post. Thank you for commenting, but I'm happy to report things are okay. I have not latched onto him, and we did move in sooner than we wanted to. But it was either that or living in my car with an infant. I am from a rural area with no homeless shelters, so that was not an option. Our relationship is very healthy and happy. We have separate lives and interests and finances. I am safe, of sound mind, and happy. And I hope you find happiness too. Now, from this post. Why didn't you leave after the first date? I grew up in an abusive home. This was prior to therapy. I thought this was normal. OP explains further, I have a safety net. I am okay. I have an established career and goals. If anything were to happen, and after 2 years, I think it would have been by now, I would be okay. And to another commenter, hey, I promise I have an actual safety net. I make more money than my fiance. I'm putting money back for my own reasons. Like, guys, I am really, truly okay. And we are taking our time. I am taking my time. I'm also in therapy. We've acknowledged we rushed when we first got together and got extremely lucky things have turned out as good as they did. I am the exception, not the blueprint. When talking about the engagement length and the kids, long engagement, and yes, 5 years or so. I assume that's a timeline. How OP is doing now? I'm actually doing really well. I commented somewhere that my posts do have a time delay in case my ex finds them, so my fiance and I have been together for over 2 years now. My career is flourishing, and I am in therapy again, which is just amazing. My son is a firecracker in the light of everyone's life. We are both incredibly spoiled, and I hope my fiance feels spoiled in return. We have a home filled with life and love and laughter and friends and family constantly. It's nice to see the people rooting for me. I share a small snippet of my life here with as little details as possible, and so many people pole vaulted to conclusions. Are your legs tired yet? But we're taking it with humor. I've started calling my fiance my evil overlord after reading so many comments saying I was just falling into the hands of another abuser. If any of them really knew either of us, they'd see how laughable that was. I hope I can give everyone another update once life moves on more, after the wedding and maybe another kid, but life gets busy, and I may forget, so we'll see. One more note. I was on Snap and WIC when my dad was kicking me out, and was on the waitlist for housing assistance in a women's shelter. The shelter was about an hour away from where I was at the time, but it was something. Unfortunately, they never got back to me. I did try before I jumped into moving in with my current partner. I tried for months to get money together, but so many things happened within that month that I didn't say. My car broke down, and I sank money into fixing it when it needed to be scrapped. I got a new car, but I could only afford one that needed work, so all my money went into that. Moving in with him after a month and a half of dating was not the plan. It has turned out well, and we are doing so great. But again, I am the exception, not the blueprint. I am carrying a lot of debt because of my ex and having to pay bills while making less than $10 an hour. I am able to pay it off much more quickly now because of my promotion this past summer. This debt also tanked my credit score and is just another reason we are waiting to get married and buy a house. But still have it in our plans. It's a shame that OP's father dropped them that quickly, but I can really only wish the best for them and hope that, with time, rebuild, recover, and repair. And hopefully that the current person they're with is actually a better fit. Because hey, it is possible to get lucky with a dice roll and find just the perfect person out the gate. And it's as they said, if this is the case, they are the exception, not the blueprint. I can only hope that in this case it is in fact the exception and not a repeating pattern. I can only hope that with additional therapy, OP would be able to recognize any danger signs in the new relationship and potentially escape if need be once more. Good luck, OP. I wish you and your son the best. This post was collected by Direct Caterpillar 77, and their tagline is, Satan is not a pogo stick. The original OP is same trainer, posted to r/relationship advice June 21st, 2019. Boyfriend's 21 male, best friend 20 female, hates me 25 female, and wants us to break up. I seriously can't do this anymore. This is half like a vent and half a cry for help. I feel like I'm going fucking insane, but I don't know what to do. I've been with my boyfriend for almost a year. We live together. Things are going really well. This is kinda his first real serious relationship, so we had some issues at first. But we communicate a lot, and he's a great guy. Definitely the best relationship I've been in so far, outside of one thing, and that's his best friend. I don't want to be controlling. He can have female friends. It's absolutely no problem. He had issues with a jealous and manipulative girlfriend, didn't last long, hence why I said first serious relationship. So I don't want to be that girlfriend, if that makes sense. I met his friend after a month, if I remember correctly. When we first met, she was very sweet, kind, and incredibly bubbly. As soon as my boyfriend left the room, she looked at me like I shit in her cereal. She starts barraging me with questions, who I was, why I got with my boyfriend, and a bunch of other stuff. It was like an interrogation, and she kept cutting me off. When my boyfriend got back, she went back to the girl I met. I was so shocked. I didn't believe what had just happened. Every single time we've been alone together since, she has been a total bitch to me. She's never obvious about it in front of my boyfriend. It's never enough to call her out. When she's with my boyfriend, she hovers around him, touches him, or tries to be as close as possible. My boyfriend, thank God, tells me everything. Until a few months ago, they regularly gave each other massages. He stopped it immediately when he saw my reaction. Friend keeps bringing it up, amongst other stuff, like, remember when we used to do XXX? She has no boundaries. She will cuddle up to him, and I can't get mad because I'll look like a bitch myself. Today she came over for dinner, and she crossed yet again another line, and I'm done with it. Boyfriend was preparing dinner, and she came up to him and hugged him from behind and kissed his neck and cheek. She was wearing a super low-cut top and her tit accidentally fell out of her shirt. Later, she showed her new swimming wear to us. And I could have killed her right there. I've told my boyfriend about my concerns and he understands and listens, but he has known this girl literally since birth. I don't want to ask him to cut her off completely. He always asks if it's okay first to hang out or do something with her. But I almost need to throw up when I think what she's like when they're one-on-one. I'm so lost. I'm afraid. It's clear that she's into him. Why in God's name did she never tell him this? And she's told me it's only a matter of time until he dumps me. It doesn't help that she's way prettier, younger, and more adventurous than I am. It would be an upgrade for him, but he has never seen her act out to me because she is very careful about it. I've thought about approaching her directly, but I don't see it going well. Sorry for my English. Any suggestions are welcome. Relevant comments. User Reddit me this 101 comments. Or in an alternate universe, their username is Reddit Meth is 101. Why haven't you said anything to this poor guy? The two most important women in his life are lying to him by deed or admission. You guys are going to give him a complex when he finally sees what's going on right under his nose. Film it. And then have a sit down with him and explain what's been happening. If he resists, present your proof and explain how you've been trying to not put him in a sucky position, but you can't continue like things are now. Hope he responds. I've told him, though she's never done it directly in front of him, but I'm also afraid that if it blows up, she might confess her love for him and he will have to choose. I honestly don't think he knows. User Maggot39601 comments, wear a shirt with a pocket on it like a button-up. When he's about to leave the room, start your phone recording and put it in your pocket, even if it's just audio. You've got two options. You can either establish boundaries with her, or you can leave him. As is, that is grossly inappropriate behavior, and him not telling her to shut that shit down is disrespectful to you and your relationship. I'd leave my partner in a heartbeat and never speak to them again if they allowed that kind of blatant nonsense to go on. He can have female friends. He can have friends he's known his whole life. He can't have a side girlfriend, and that's exactly how she's behaving. OP responds, yeah, it does hurt me. I feel like I've been slowly losing him to her. I've been cheated on in past relationships, and I'm so scared that he might leave me for her. I know I'm being insecure, but I simply can't help it right now. I'm too overwhelmed. I might try to record it as a last resort, though she's often really sneaky about it. Maybe if I challenge her a little bit. General question of, is the friend in a relationship? Opie responds, well, she was in a 2-year relationship until about a month ago, but she ended it. Since the frequency of her flirty behavior has only increased and I'm not okay with it anymore. But she had no problems doing it in her relationship too. It's painfully obvious to me she loves him. Update, July 5th, 2019, 2 weeks later. So, it's been 2 weeks since I posted. I talked to my boyfriend the other day and basically said what everyone else already commented and what I was thinking. No, I didn't secretly record her because that didn't sit right with me. I told him her behavior was making me super uncomfortable and that he needed to set boundaries with her ASAP or I wasn't going to put up with it anymore. I was so fucking pissed while telling him this, and he got the message. He texted her in front of me and even let me read it. I was satisfied and very relieved. Felt like I could finally breathe. Best friend came over a few times and was very nice to me. She wasn't being inappropriate even once. Very respectful of the boundaries we had set. When we were alone, she was the same girl as when we were all together. Total 180. Great. I was so glad and happy. Thought she got the hint. Skipped yesterday. Boyfriend is in the shower and left his phone and his pants on the floor. Phone keeps vibrating and I'm getting annoyed. I grab his phone. All the messages are from best friend. There are pics of them fucking. A video I didn't watch and a lot of lovey-dovey messages. I scroll back and it went back to at least 2 months ago until I had enough and had an emotional breakdown. Serious plans together. Honestly, I never even came up in their conversations. He came back from the gym last night. We were going to have sex after he got out of the shower, and he had been fucking her minutes before he came home. I'm staying with a friend for a while. Had to take work off today because I'm a total wreck. Honestly, I'm still in shock. I seriously can't comprehend what's going on. Haven't responded to any of boyfriend's messages, but he knows I know. He hasn't said anything after he realized it, I think. Well, this confirmed for me I'm not as desirable as I thought. Funny how I genuinely believe he chose for me. I can't even start to explain how shit I feel. Started drinking, but luckily I have my friends here who's taking care of me. Bless her. Cheers! Well, that fucking sucks. It's not surprising in the slightest, but damn. The only thing I can really say is if you ever find yourself in a position where your significant other seems to have a weird attachment to like a childhood friend and there definitely feels like something else is going on, either set boundaries early and don't dilly-dally on it, or just walk away before you get heartbroken. Judging by the timeline, I'm pretty much left to believe that chances are they hooked up, she broke up with her boyfriend, and he was probably telling her, like, I'll break up with my girlfriend, don't worry. And he just kind of delayed on it and waited, and eventually, though, here we are. That seems even more plausible with her kind of, taunting him with the, he's gonna break up with you soon. I'm kind of just left assuming, though, that he got cold feet and asked her to tone it down just a little bit while they have their fun in the background. This post was collected by Choice Evidence 1983, and their tagline is, It dawned on me that he was a wizard. The original OP is Used Scholar 1999, posted to r/AmITheAsshole February 27th, 2026. Am I the asshole for not going to my nephew's game? I, 30 female, have a niece, 8, and nephew, 11, from my sister, 33 female. My nephew is into boxing for the past year and a half and has had a couple of chances at having matches over the time, but nothing ever happened for various reasons. He now has a confirmed first match ever, and it's on a Saturday, but the time is unknown. I am told it's how these tournaments go, so it can be any time. But the match is in a town that's a 2-hour drive away, one way. My wife and I initially wanted to go to offer support, but it was unknown until today if he would even debut on the tournament. And today it was confirmed he would, but unknown when, which would mean that we would have to go in the morning for a 2-hour drive, wait around to watch the match, and drive 2 hours back, basically spending the whole day there. As this was also at the last minute with an unknown schedule, and we also have 2 dogs that would require us to find someone to stop by to be with them. One is a 4-year-old rescue we just got less than a month ago, so they can't stay alone for long. I told my sister we actually won't be going. She asked me why, and I explained the above. And she said, well, what's the big deal? It's Saturday. You're not working as is. Whether we're working or not is irrelevant for me, as even though I really want to support my nephew, and we've always done so in the past whenever they had violin recitals or whatever events, I don't want to spend a whole day waiting around and driving for one match when I'm sure there will be more in the future. I explained this to her and also said that it's not like it's a World Cup of matches, there will be hopefully more. She lost her mind, yelling, calling me selfish, and that I'm only thinking of myself and not doing anything for them. This is where I lost it, and told her that they are acting very ungrateful and entitled, thinking everything should be expected of us, and that she is erasing everything we are doing for them by implying we are selfish for not doing this one thing. Verdict: not the asshole. Relevant comments. Downvoted commenter. It might not be worth it for you personally, as you feel it's a waste of time, but to them, it could mean the world, and you deciding not to go could end up costing you later on down the road. I will not say you're the asshole or not the asshole, as I don't think anyone can really judge these situations, but I will say you probably already know the answer if you have to put the question here. OP responds, "My gut is telling me I'm not in the wrong, but with the way she reacted with some very harsh words, I had to get an outside opinion. I fully agree that he would appreciate having us there, but we're always going out of our way for them, whenever and for whatever. And I believe if he sticks with it, there will be a lot more, and more important matches to watch. That skipping this one wouldn't make that much of a difference. But the implication that we are a must to go and assholes if we don't is just shocking to me." Commenter 1, not the asshole. Sounds like you have a full schedule with your dogs. Is there a dog park near the tournament? Maybe the pups would like the outing and you can occupy your time waiting with your dogs. If not, give your nephew a call afterwards and let him tell you about it. Either way, your weekend time is limited and best spent living your life. Opie responds, "Unfortunately, our country is not really known for dog parks. I don't even think they would be allowed in the venue either. Also, the rescue is not a fan of driving in the car. We're adjusting her with short drives for like up to 10 minutes, but it'll take a while before she's used to it." Commenter 2. As an aunt to many nieces and nephews, your sister is being unreasonable. You aren't the asshole. I go to all my nieces and nephews' baseball games and basketball games. Half of them are in wrestling and none of the matches are close by. I don't attend the matches because of how far we have to drive, and I'm not arranging for my kids to be watched all day, nor am I waking them up that early to spend all day walking around. We attend things we have a definite time, but not the all-day things we get to watch them participate in, sometimes for 5 minutes. Maybe that's cold and harsh, but my sister has never pressured us into going nor made us feel guilty about not going. Also, you said you go to their other activities, so I fail to see the problem." Opie responds, "We really do attend anything and everything. Even taking time outside of work to attend certain things when possible. When he was into football, we went to games. Then he was into bowling. We went to that too. Now it's boxing, and as he didn't have matches, we attended a few training sessions, but I am really hoping there will be more matches in the future with different circumstances that we can see. If he doesn't give it up, of course." Commenter 3, not the asshole. It's not your child, so you have no obligation to sit through 6 plus 4 hours of driving to be there to watch something for 15 minutes. As long as the kid's parents are there, he'll be fine. She's being really dramatic, and in the future, to avoid this type of behavior from her, since she is family and you want to get along, just lie about your plans. I take it you have no kids, so it's not like she's gotten out of the way like this for your kids. They could also take a video and do a live stream so you can see and still congratulate him without it taking your whole day. OP responds, "I don't have kids, but she made an argument that if I did, she would do it and go if roles were reversed," to which I said that statement is irrelevant as we're talking about a hypothetical situation that would never occur. So how would I know? Yeah, I don't think live streaming is an option considering she cussed me out and hung up on me. Commenter 4. What do you and your wife do with the dogs while you're at work? Not the asshole, and your sister is one for sure, but it would have been nice to support your nephew for his first event after him working on it for a year and a half. Can you take a book or other hobby with you to occupy your downtime while waiting on his turn? Is there a nice restaurant, mall, etc. in the town that you can visit while there so you can get more usage of your time, driving, and effort? Could you watch one of his regular practices to show him your support? Do you have a friend or neighbor who would be willing to go by to check on your dogs? Would your sister be willing to live stream his match to you? That seems like a good compromise and shows love, interest, and care on your part. He would probably love that you are that interested in him. Opie responds, "We work from home, so they're home with us, which made it easier to rescue a dog. Otherwise, I don't think we could have with the condition she came to us in. I mean, regarding a book, restaurant, etc., I definitely could, but not something I generally do, or go to that down for any other activity in general outside of watching the match. I went to his general practices a couple of times to show support, not a lot as I know coaches are not a fan of that, so I went from time to time. Also, bought him his first boxing gloves, gave him money, and took him to buy snacks for a road trip he had with that boxing team recently, etc. Standard on things. Unfortunately, no friend or neighbor that could step in, which sucks. The only thing we can rely on is a hotel lady we took our first dog to watch her, for money, of course. Kind of like daycare, but you need to schedule it in advance, so I can't call her in such a short notice for 2 dogs either. I mean, I would love a live stream, but that's no longer an option with the way she ended the conversation. Update, March 4th, 2026, 5 days later. So my mom informed me this morning that the nephew was told during his last night's session that he might not compete today after all, Saturday, but Sunday instead. This morning I called to wish him good luck. This is when they had their first measuring time, and he said he's competing after all. Wished him the best and told him to keep me posted on how it goes. His match ended up being a couple of hours later. However, based on the info my mom gave me, she is not attending as she lives far away, but she is the only one I am talking to right now to get news. His match was scheduled with a much larger guy, so right before the match, his coach forfeited the game. So that's it. Show over. I did not talk to my sister at all, but my mom told me the nephew told her that he heard our conversation from yesterday because my sister was yelling so loud, wow, and he felt bad we weren't going to his match. But I am now, honestly, even more glad given the outcome, but definitely not glad he didn't get a chance to have his moment. But I am sure there will be more. The gist is, he didn't have his first match, so hopefully the next one's schedule will be closer by and at a fixed time with enough heads up that we can attend. Editor's note, OP did not leave any relevant comments in this update. Top comment, commenter. Look, everything you said is logical and your sister is the worst and all that, I completely agree with you. It just doesn't make any logical sense to go. But I look back to my childhood and think about how my aunts and uncles would come to some of my hockey games, and I really treasure those memories. Nowadays, I drop what I'm doing at a moment's notice and reschedule my life if I can help them out with something. I'd also just try to carve out a random half-an-hour block every month or so to drop by and visit them and have a cup of tea. They really showed up for me as a child. I'm there for them now. All I'm saying is please don't let your sister being a jerk prevent you from going above and beyond for your nieces and nephews. Those two things can be separate. I know it's not, but it can be. It's kind of a bit of a tragedy that OP's sister's entitledness is actually getting in the way and potentially ruining a future relationship between the nieces and nephews and OP here. But the sister's saying like, oh, you've never done anything, you're so selfish. It completely invalidates all of the time that OP had previously spent and sacrificed to show support. And now it kind of puts OP in the position of, well, why the hell would I continue to do this? Because it's apparently incredibly unappreciated. And no one gives a damn that I'm actually here and it's expected of me. The final commenter is on the nose here with the fact of, while it's difficult to separate the two of them, you do need to be able to. The actions of your sister compared to the events of your nieces and nephews do need to be treated as two separate entities, even though separating them is going to be an extremely difficult task. One which the sister is not making easy in the slightest. Hey, welcome to the outro! Don't forget Gamer Subs, code Oz at checkout. They have more than just caffeine, they also have sleep aid and caffeine free. Would highly recommend them. Their flavors are usually pretty good. Haven't found one that I absolutely despise yet, so that's a big positive. As for the outros, I could not be bothered today. I finished working on this one, and I'm just staring at my screen right now, and I don't have the time or energy to make a proper outro, so I'll do it soon, hopefully. If y'all want any good show recommendations, I would highly recommend Severance. It is solid.